This is
and I may be forcing these guys to do this episode.
My name Jeff. My name Jeff.
I thought you were gonna say I'm using my foreskin on these guys to make the episode.
No, I'm forcing.
Does he just rub his foreskin on us? Is that what he does? Is that what the dick cam's for? I've always wondered how we're gonna utilize that thing.
The non-existent dick cam.
Oh, they're gonna say non-existent foreskin now.
So my name
Why
is
are you
Austin.
so obsessed with foreskin?
I don't know.
Thomas's name is Thomas, and Sergio's name is Manuel.
Manuel?
No, his name is Mauricio.
Mauricio. That sounds more exotic.
Mauricio the Record Man.
That sounds like a shop name. It really does.
Mauricio the Record Man.
He sells nothing but copies of the Pulp Fiction soundtrack.
The picture disc?
Yeah, the picture
I
disc.
used to have that.
Really?
I'm so glad I got rid of that.
It sounded like shit.
Oh, I bet. It's a picture disc.
Fucking awful.
I gave it to my cousin. It was one of the last picture discs I owned.
Speaking of picture disc, Record Store Day.
Picture disc.
Record Store Day.
Hurrah.
The thing that made us have to record this thing 5 times because I'm so tired.
Yeah, we are all dead tired. Austin's tired for a different reason, but
I mean, I'm tired for technically the same reason. It's all work.
yeah, we're all
tired from work.
Thomas was running around just putting stuff up, and then I was doing the same thing.
And then I was standing in the back jerking it.
And then Mark Boone Jr. was there.
Mark Boone Jr. actually was like, "Hey, the kids don't like falafel," and we're like, "Where the fuck are you coming from?" And he threw up back there.
Yeah,
he did. That solves the case of the missing throw up.
Oh yeah, there was throw up in the hallway.
Yeah, it was for Mark Boone Jr.
That's for Mark Boone Jr.
The greatest man that I don't know who is.
He gets really sick when he eats falafel.
He's the guy from Vampires. He's one of the guys that dies.
That doesn't help.
That doesn't help at all.
Oh, here, let me pull up an image.
He just has a big beard. He's kind of a bigger guy. He does an Elvis impression in Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, really? Because I've never seen that show.
Oh, well, fucking
really?
Get on that. You know that Marilyn Manson's in it?
Is he really?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
No? What do you mean no? Yes, he is.
I want to see what he's going to say.
No, he's randomly in this one part because like it's a biker show where they're outlaws. And they have this contact in jail, and the contact's just chubby Marilyn Manson. Because I think it's in between him going to tour, so he kind of was a little bit chubby.
You would have thought he would have been
makeup.
Thinner while he was on tour.
No, off tour.
Off tour. Yeah, I remember when I saw him when he got fat, I'm like, what the fuck happened to him?
He was fine when we saw him live, too. I just think he does what a lot of musicians do, to where they kind of let themselves just go when they're off tour, and then they get back into shape for the tour.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah, Mark Boone.
He looks like Alan Moore.
Oh,
he
yeah.
looks like a chubby Alan Moore?
Fucking Watchmen.
Yeah,
that's
and
also
the Killing Joke.
That's what he looked like in Vampires, I think.
He looks like the fat guy from Lost.
I've never seen Lost.
Sergio only knows about it because he's on the cover of a Weezer
Yeah, I was
record.
gonna say that, Hurley.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, the Hurley
he's
guy.
an idiot like that.
Goofy ass.
You want that on vinyl?
No.
I don't think it's on vinyl.
So in this episode, we actually have a big surprise. We have Sergio's Weezer collection, and we are now going to break it in front of him.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we're going to set it on fire.
No,
that's the same thing.
Not nice. That's stinky.
That's stinky?
We wanted to recreate Sergio's favorite thing, the 60s, when they were burning Beatles records because Weezer's bigger than
How the
Jesus.
fuck is my favorite thing?
Bigger than Weezus.
Bigger than Weezus?
That's what this podcast
Bigger than
has to be.
Yeezus?
Yes, bigger than
That's
Yeezus.
the tagline for the podcast. Bigger than Weezus. The media nuts. Bigger than Weezus.
Why didn't we think of this before? Oh man, maybe this is the gold episode.
This is the gold experience episode?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, you guys know, but it's getting reissued finally, like as a mass release.
It's a visual cover.
With the real cover, which is great. I'm gonna get it. Cause
I do kind of agree with Thomas to a certain extent, though. It does, like, because we have that version that's kind of a recreation of
the
press kit. It kind of does make it less special with the regular version.
I don't know. I feel like I was kind of bummed out that they didn't release it with the cover, but on the other hand, I did like that it was on gold vinyl.
I just think it's a really cool little recreation of history, but I do kind of want the cover. I won't lie.
What I like about the RSD version though is you get like the whole fucking press kit. You get like the whole thing talking about what Prince was doing at the time.
Although considering it's Sony, I don't think it's gonna be like really clear artwork. I think they're just gonna blow up the
It's
CD.
probably gonna look really
Oh,
like pixelated.
I'm gonna be upset about
Honestly, you might as well just stick with the
that. Like,
promo.
okay, so if like we get it in and it
You'll
looks
just
like
have
shit,
to see what it looks like when
yeah.
it comes
If
in.
it doesn't look good, I'm not gonna get it.
That's
'Cause
fair.
even the bootlegs look like that, and there are bootlegs of that album.
Speaking of Prince, actually, this week, I randomly saw on my YouTube suggestions a Prince concert, and I clicked on it, I went to the comments, and saw somebody be like, oh my god, it was great seeing him perform Why You Want to Treat Me So Bad this many years later. I was like, oh shit, let me go see that, I love that song. I find where that part is in the concert, and then I realized, I fucking have seen this concert already. I just saw it from somebody else who was filming at the exact same time.
It was a different angle.
It was literally just a different angle of that concert. I was like, oh, well,
No.
shit.
It was cool.
Now you know how people felt whenever there was that other Woodstock footage.
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
somebody
yeah.
else's perspective.
Yeah, then there's the black and white one.
That won't come out,
No,
or is it out?
I don't know. Did they finally pay that guy?
No, I don't think they did.
All right, anybody
Honestly,
that knows
what,
this.
what would be the point of having the black and white footage, though?
It's
Yeah.
just a new perspective.
But it's
I
just
think
like
he was
you already
closer.
have it like professionally recorded, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think the first time it was done, I don't think it was professionally recorded. I think it was just some hippie guy that they paid.
Really?
You
With
think?
all that footage?
I
think
thought
it
they had
was.
like a film.
I
for-
was
I don't know,
always
did
under
they?
the impression that it was professionally recorded.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Because they do get tight angles with things like.
Oh yeah, well
the
they do
Hendrix
go up on the
concert.
stage. You're right about that.
That's why I'm like, I'm pretty sure some of that's professionally shot.
Well,
Yeah.
Maybe it is.
Maybe not 100% of it, but. at
But
least,
I think the reason why the black and white footage might be the thing is because I don't know if they recorded everything. So I don't know. There might be some footage out there that may only exist in black and white.
They probably didn't record everything, but I do think the majority of it's out there.
I mean, a lot of them were fucking stoned, so there's no way they could have recorded everything.
That's true.
I mean, honestly, the
Somebody
footage
had
is
to know
probably
now.
really rough looking too. Maybe it's just super grainy.
Maybe.
I don't think they had a like. Was it on a 35 or 16 or a Super 8? That's
Then
the
again,
question.
okay, this is a genuine question.
So what did
With hand cams at the time, weren't they? Didn't you have to crank
No,
them?
that's like in the 20s.
Was that not a thing then?
So
that
the
was a Super 8, I
segues-
think.
For Super 8s, that's what I'm thinking.
So this segues for the thing he wants to keep bringing up, because that technically would count as lost media
Yeah.
Lost Nuts.
for the black and white. Yeah, lost nuts.
Yeah, that's true. It does technically count. I mean, what's funny is that the Martin original cut is also on there, the media wiki,
Mm-hmm.
and
It
it's
still
just
sucks that somebody's just holding out and not paying for that.
if you're listening, we'll pay you handsomely.
No, we literally won't. We're too broke for that shit.
Dude,
No.
if Second Sight couldn't afford it,
Do you think we can?
Maybe we can through GoFundMe.
No.
We'll give him $2.
No. We'll give him $7.
No, we'll
Then
give-
I think he'll go for it. Do you think we got $7 in between us?
I got like
not
5.
after RSD, we're not.
Yeah, that's true. Record Store Days is on the corner.
It's really funny to me because like you guys freak out for RSD and you're like, dude, I gotta save up so much money. RSD comes up, I'm like, oh shit, that's coming up.
By the
Alright.
way, listeners, if you find one, somehow send us a
Don't-
copy of Macho Man.
I don't
Please,
want
send us a
it.
copy of Macho
if you
Man
have a
online.
spare copy, send it to us because we didn't get any.
I don't
DM
want
us.
it.
Please.
I don't fucking
Please
want
send it to us. And
Don't send it.
I would love that, and we
Don't-
will
do
open
not
it
send it
and
to-
show it to
No,
Austin
we're
on
not.
camera.
Fuck you.
We will not do a camera reveal.
No, we
You
won't.
know, I just thought about it actually. Should I start a Twitter for this account?
I didn't think. I thought you already did.
No, I've never had Twitter for this.
All right. Well, then follow us on Twitter. Link
We're
in the
gonna
description.
Start a Twitter now.
We
Link it.
got an Instagram
Now we
too.
can say things that will get us canceled on Twitter.
Oh,
boy.
or we can never get canceled because Elon Musk.
No,
Mr.
we'll
Tesla
get
Man?
canceled.
No, we won't.
Twitter's like that's where like you can speedrun getting canceled.
That's a fucking cesspool.
Is it Russian roulette for cancel culture?
No, it's not Russian roulette. You're guaranteed it. You just gotta like
I mean,
you just gotta do the bare minimum work. That's what I'm saying. You could speedrun getting canceled.
I've seen videos of that.
Like it's a thing. Yeah.
I could never get into Twitter. It makes me feel like just gross.
I have Twitter. It doesn't make me feel gross. I just don't really use it too often because I've always just used Instagram.
No,
more.
you gotta be like Ted Cruz.
I just look at porn on Twitter. Oh yeah, it was funny.
Oh,
So
what are we talking about?
they were throwing some event at the time, I think, for commemorating 9/11's anniversary, And during that time, I don't know if he was at that event, but I know he was just liking porn the entire time.
What?
And you can see people's likes on Twitter publicly.
Oh my god.
So on people's feed who were following him, it was just like porn and hentai just showing up all in
No.
their fucking feed. Because Ted Cruz is just live liking everything.
He's a fucking perv.
I mean, so's a
He's
lot
an
of people.
idiot.
Yeah.
I think even Obama's been caught liking porn on Twitter, which is funny.
You know, did you know about that, the Italian, not Senate, but, Parliament? Apparently,
Oh,
somebody
the
had
Final Fantasy
yeah,
VII porn?
someone had
I've seen
Tifa
that.
porn on their computer, and they accidentally showed it. It's cool.
I used to follow this one NSFW artist, and she was like, to commemorate this event, I shall post Tifa porn now. And I was like, you're a fucking legend.
You know, Italians do have good taste. I'll give them that.
They do indeed.
I have a Tifa figure, actually.
I know, I've seen it.
Oh, yeah. I want the blocky one, though.
The one with the blocky tits?
Yeah, but it's like $70. I don't want to pay that much for a meme.
I just can't get into fucking Final Fantasy. We've already discussed
Yeah, we
that, but I
talked
just
about that.
can't.
But anyways, Lost Media. Speaking of 9/11, there actually is 9/11 Lost Media. Surprisingly.
I mean, for such a big
it's
event.
a shock video of very disturbing footage.
And it was today we learned that Austin dodged 9/11.
Oh yeah.
How did you barely learn that? Thomas, you've known me since I was literally born.
We've been.
You dodged 9/11.
We're siblings. We've known each other all our lives.
Like,
I think I was playing with Legos when 9/11 happened. I was like 4.
like for context,
like
because I don't
6.
think we've ever talked about how old we are. I'm the youngest one out of the group, and
I'm the
I dodged
ugliest.
9/11 by like a year and a week.
Really, literally.
Like, I am just a little bit too late for 9/11.
I was late to the party.
I was.
I was late.
I
for
came in and I was like, "You pissed in our cereal. Why are you guys so sad? What happened
a
last
year
year?"
after it happened. You come out of the womb, you're like, "What's going on here? Why is everybody crying?"
I'm like, "She was fucking dead in here." Shit.
Like, did somebody tell a fucking joke around here?
I came out of the womb cracking jokes because of it. That's why I am the man I am.
You're doing the
today.
finger guns.
No, I was imitating airplanes crashing and stuff, and they're like, "That's in really poor taste." I'm like, "I'm a baby. How am I supposed to know that?"
And they're like, "Holy shit, you can talk." And you're like, "I mean, wah wah."
I mean, wow. I'm just Petey Wheatstrawing this to where I'm like a full-grown kid when I come out of the womb. To where I'm like a 10-year-old coming out of the womb beating the shit out of the doctor like Petey Wheatstraw.
Oh man, that was so funny. Yeah, I'm the oldest, and I remember it clear as day.
I remember it like it was yesterday because it is September 12th, 2001.
We're from the past.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna warn people.
Nuts from the past. Nut to the future. We can call this episode Post Nut Clarity.
I thought that was the post show.
Oh yeah, I forgot. One of these days I want to do a live stream for this show after an episode airs, and it'll be the live stream will be just called Post Nut Clarity
And we're all
because
like,
it's gonna be the after show.
you're gonna be gone. Like you're gonna fuck off. You're like I'm not even gonna be part of this.
It's not even gonna be when we record it either. It's gonna be on like Friday when it's already posted.
Oh, so
And by the way, for context, Sergio was talking to me.
yeah,
Yeah.
because Thomas is like, I'm done. Bye.
The moment Thomas is tired, he gets angry.
He throws shoes at us.
He throws jizz at us like
That's-
the dude
that's
from
why.
Silence of the Lambs.
This is exactly why the boys are forced to do this episode. They didn't want to do this. I forced them to do this.
The gang.
You think I'm joking, but I really am telling the truth.
Yeah, he's got a big old gun. He's gonna shoot us.
I thought you said he has a big jar of cum.
I mean, that would threaten me if somebody had that. They're just shoving it in my face. Record an episode. It's just a big old jar of cum. Like, that fucking reeks.
The boys are actually crying right now because they're having to do this episode.
Have you ever heard about that with the cum jar that actually smelled, apparently? Like,
What?
really bad?
What cum jar?
The My Little Pony cum jar.
That
This
was
is
that
exactly
real?
why. This is the
How do you
moment
not
where
know
I
that
I
was
regret-
know. I knew about it, but I didn't think it was like legit.
One of the guys that we watch who tells the internet stories,
Oh, Wang, yeah.
He fucking interviewed him.
He interviewed the
Listener,
guy.
this
Yeah.
is where I regret ever making this episode happen.
The cum guy?
Yeah.
The cum man?
The cum jar guy, he literally has an interview with him.
Did he do that on purpose or was it for a joke?
This
No,
is
he
where I
did that
dip
on
out.
purpose.
Oh my
He
god.
just filled up. He had to throw it away at one point, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, I
And then
would.
he just restarted.
Ew.
Alright, time to look this RSD.
God damn it!
Oh, apparently cum is what fucking sets him off. Never mind. Anyways, so Lost Media.
Anyways, we got like a mess of RSD stuff.
Oh yeah.
God,
So this
we're going back to RSD.
this week, Record
Mark
Store
Boone
Day.
Jr. will be there.
This is like the
Promoting it.
most fucking complicated episode.
This is.
It jumps back and forth. This
That's
is
why
a Tarantino
That's why we
movie.
should call it Mixed Nuts.
Oh god.
Yes, call it that.
No, it's
It's
called
chock full of
it's called
nuts.
Nut Fiction.
Nut
Because
fiction.
it's all out of order. You have to watch the entirety of it to understand the entirety.
Sure, you
of
don't
it.
want to call it Nutty Brown?
No,
That's a shit
I
joke.
don't like Jackie Brown.
Really?
No,
I thought you would.
no. I watched it, I think twice, and I just didn't.
Or do you want to call it Media Nuts Unchained?
We already
Nuts
have
Unchained.
Reloaded. So
Media
No, it's not
Nuts
Reloaded.
Unchained.
what?
It's renutted.
Oh, renut it. Are we really? No, we're not gonna fucking just steal names from movies now.
We can do whatever we want. Reality can be whatever I want. It
Reality
to be, sir.
bites.
Rihanna can be whoever I want her to be, sir.
What does that mean?
What
You
does
don't
that
want to
mean?
know.
I'm scared. Like, do you
Same
want her to
here.
dress up like, oh no, Mo from the Three Stooges? Is that
Of course.
You're really confusing me now.
I can't come unless if I look at Mo from the Three Stooges. It's a disorder.
You know, he's actually giving me just scary vibes of when we heard fake Elvis say, "When I'm married, what was
Lisa Marie?
it? Yeah, Lisa Marie Presley.
Wait, no,
When-
that's his daughter.
no, it was
Yeah, when he married his daughter, he's like,
Oh wait, that was Travolta.
When he married Priscilla Presley.
Yeah, when he
we
married
haven't
Priscilla.
given any context to this, which
Oh,
I
yeah.
realize we're confused about considering we recorded this like
Okay, so
2,000 billion
we
times.
watched the Elvis documentary finally.
That we mentioned last week.
It was bad.
We watched an hour of it.
And we stopped midway through because it was repeating itself.
Wait, did we already bring this up on this episode? Or
No,
or
we
did
brought it
cancel
up on the
that?
last episode that we canned. So the
Yeah.
the
The canned heat?
the scrapped they had a canned heat,
Can Schmeat.
but
Either way, so during that documentary, he's talking about quote unquote documentary, by the way.
oh yeah, you're gonna mention when he groomed her, right?
Yeah, to where he's talking about Priscilla, and he's just like, I like Priscilla. She was young. I could make her into anything I wanted her to be. And I'm like, that sounds like grooming. I don't like this.
Because he was like,
And he's
what?
like, but I'm not a pedo. Don't worry.
He was like 25 and she was like, what, fucking 14? Oh,
And
and
then remember
Captain Marvel Jr. was my favorite. His life mirrored my own.
Mark Boone Jr.'s life mirrored my own.
Now here's some random footage of a photocopied version of me flying with little Captain Marvel Jr. I felt
Seriously,
like a super-
this is why I keep bringing up Mark Boone Jr. I feel like that's what I keep hearing.
Me and Mark Boone Jr. could fly together anywhere. He was just a little too heavy, so he would sink low to the ground.
oh, okay. So the Elvis documentary was created by the guy who made the Paul is Dead documentary, and
And it's great.
It starts off
It's
with a
great.
really poorly acted, what would we call it?
It's basically a reenactment of supposedly they made a request to the government to give them all the files on Elvis Presley that the FBI had, and when they send them to them, literally it's just pieces of paper that somebody poured ink all over. And keep in mind, supposedly, according to the documentary, they sent it to them a week later.
Yeah.
And the documents are just all covered in ink that is still wet, mind you. And the documentarian's like, oh my god, they covered it in ink. And fucking Jeff Lynne looking ass dude is just grabbing all the papers, getting his hands all inky, and shouldn't be like, we gotta clean this up before they get here. So
Oh.
they clean it up, and then they find out Elvis, where he lives. And when they find his car, he has like 8 tracks and guns all over the car. And it's all 8 tracks of Elvis, not of anybody else.
And then for some reason, like his license plate said like Bush or something.
Yeah,
it
oh,
said
yeah,
Bush
he had
because he's like a hardcore
bump-
Republican.
Yeah, bumper stickers of like Reagan, Bush, like Dwight Eisenhower.
Yeah.
Like it just was like, and also why the fuck would he have 8? And also those 8 tracks look brand new.
They were.
Yeah,
They were, like,
right?
brand new.
Like they're still in the box.
But so according to this documentary, because also once they go into his house, there's just Elvis memorabilia everywhere, and I'm like, so one, if for the sake of the argument this is true, he is literally not even trying to hide it. And 2, he is completely self-absorbed. He thinks he is the absolute pinnacle of everything. Because he only collects Elvis shit. He's like, that's me, man. I gotta collect everything of myself. Doesn't even bother to collect anything else. I'm like, this is complete horseshit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't like the Beatles. I didn't like when they said that they were bigger than Jesus. When I met John Lennon was a punk. Paul McCartney was too feminine looking. George Harrison was a wimp. And Ringo didn't do anything.
The other thing I fucking hated is...
It's the best line in the movie.
The other thing I fucking hated is he would obsessively just talk about his mom, be like, my mom was my best friend.
But Mama will worry.
Mama would worry. Any other time I was with a woman, I would distance myself from her because she wasn't Mama. And I'm like, it sounds like you want to fuck your mom.
You know
dude.
what?
Please rephrase what you're trying to say. Because this isn't sounding good.
Austin, if you don't plan on doing this, somebody should do this. Take this documentary and just compile all the scenes when Elvis says mama and just make a compilation of that. It'll at least be like 10 minutes.
Just make it just like Elvis's Oedipus complex. That's the entire clip. And it's just 10 to 15 minutes worth of him just being way too thirsty for his mother.
By the way, I love the way you described it. You said, like, this is Elvis if he was the water boy.
He literally was. Just like, no matter what the situation, the documentarian's like, so what did you think about drugs at the time? My mama always said drugs were bad. And I'm like, and they're like, so what did you think about the war? My mama always said it was good for a man to go to war. I'm like, dude, do you have to just fucking address her for everything? My mama said.
Mama said.
They're like, what did you think of your Vegas juice? Mama said the wops weren't good. He literally was saying shit like that about the mafia, and I was like, dude, he's terrible. And they had him saying the N-word and other horrible shit.
Oh, yeah, he did say the N-word.
Dude, the fucking blacked out face for Elvis looked scary.
Yeah,
it looked like a nightmare.
It really did. You could see, like, the eyes and the mouth. It looked like a void.
I love how Austin's like, and how did Elvis lose all the weight?
Yeah, because he was real chubby during his last years. I'm sorry, his quote-unquote last years that the government wants you to think is his last years.
And then the most annoying part of the documentary is every time the guy's like, well, Mr. Presley, what about this? You always hear him say,
He would stammer and stutter a lot.
Every line.
What did you think about your movies? Mama said.
Oh, and
I'm like, God fucking damn it, shut up, Elvis.
And don't you like it of how, like he's like, Priscilla, she looked just like Marvel, whatever.
Captain
Marvel Jr.'s girlfriend.
No,
she had the exact same nose and the chin and the eyes.
No,
it was uncanny.
It was even worse. He said Captain Marvel Jr.'s. It was Captain Marvel Jr.'s sister who was his sidekick, but that's besides the fact. Priscilla looked like her, and then because she was my one and only. But then there was a woman that got away from me. She was actually my one and only.
But
and
then there was this actress. And she was also my one and only.
And she looked just like her.
They all look like Captain Marvel Jr.'s girlfriend's brother's sister.
He talked about Anne Margaret, another actress, and then he kept like going on, but it kept repeating. It kept just repeating that same fucking like line. And after that, all it was just him talking constantly about the same shit, stammering, and then just more shots of the fucking comic book.
And then also the cutaway is just always lightning and just like a really shitty Captain Marvel Jr. logo.
Oh yeah, and then you always hear like twinkle noises.
Oh yeah, stock sounds.
Yeah.
It's so fucking dumb.
It was so badly made, and it was 2 hours long.
You remember the part too when like Elvis just like name drops Bob Dylan for some reason?
Oh yeah.
Well, like some obscure fact.
Yeah, they named themselves after the Bob Dylan song. I don't think he would have liked that.
It's the kind of thing where you're like, I love I asked you, I was like, do you think Elvis would have given a fuck about Bob Dylan? You're like, no.
And then he also knew the exact song title and what album it was from, and I was like...
It's also funny, too, because then you put 2 and 2 together, because the director's like a super Bob Dylan fan.
Yeah.
Because he did like a 5-hour documentary about him. Actually, he did like multiple ones of them.
He did.
Then I'm sure that after the first 30 minutes just repeats itself for the next 5 hours.
I also love that the director, he wants to look like Bob Dylan, but he looks like Jeff Lynne.
Isn't that weird? We didn't point this out, but in the very beginning of the documentary, the guy goes to Graceland, the director, and it's just shots of him like in Elvis's house, and then it just cuts to a random old woman,
And she's just standing there.
yeah.
I think she's giving like a thumbs up.
Yeah, it's just like it's like almost a slideshow of him at Graceland.
You remember the part?
I think honestly the documentary is just an excuse for him to go to Graceland.
Isn't it funny too? Like how
Adam
you hear
Sandler?
like Elvis over there, like, oh yeah, you know, my whole career is based off of Captain Marvel Jr., which I think Graceland still has my comic books, and they do a fucking plug to the comic books in Graceland, and you're like, if this motherfucker was in hiding, how would he know that?
Yeah.
You wonder, you're like, does he just go to Graceland then, if this is true?
They're like, Elvis, get the fuck out of here! Nobody can know that you're alive.
Oh
The
yeah.
employees have to have like they have like a fucking
They have to like write a non-disclosure agreement.
yes,
They're like, look,
they have an NDA clause.
they're
in their
like,
fucking
look, Elvis
applications.
is gonna come in here all the fucking time.
He's
But
gonna
you
be
can-
talking about wanting to fuck his mom and other weird shit, and how all his girlfriends look like Captain Marvel Jr.'s sister's brother.
Sisters.
So just make sure that you don't tell anybody about this.
You like to point out that he talked about his comic book collection. He's like, they have all my comics at Graceland, and there's like 5 comic books.
Yeah, it was only fucking 5 of them.
And don't you love it how Elvis is like, but I hated the Weatherman, which is a reference to the bad guy who was like a Nazi guy.
It
And
was
he's like,
his name Dr. Nazi or something.
yeah, and he's
Something
like,
stupid.
I love he's like, and the main guy from the Weatherman looked just like him. And then we see the picture, we're like, no, he fucking didn't.
They look nothing alike.
I also love too how Elvis is like, and I think it's in issue 5, panel 3.
Like, he knows exactly where it is.
That's right.
I'm like, this is so fucking weird.
Like, I think the director was like not only a comic book fan, but like
I think he's a moron.
he's
But he is.
well, yeah, well that goes without saying, but like
We gotta watch this Barack Obama one where he
No,
claims
we're
to-
not watching any
I
more
don't
of his
want to
films.
make it. I don't
But the
want,
Barack Obama one sounds funny,
Yeah,
and then
dude,
we're gonna watch
so did
20.
the Elvis one.
Yeah, and that one was a fucking chore. We got tired after like
Okay,
the first hour.
Context: the Barack Obama one, it's his claim that Barack Obama is not really from the United States. He has a Middle Eastern father, and somehow he is in the States in an illegal conspiracy type of bullshit way. And it's like 2 hours,
That's 2 hours as well.
I think.
I'm not watching
You
that.
wanna watch this Bob Dylan one?
Dude, that's like-
What if he does a
anything
Jeff
ever
Lynne
from this
one?
guy again.
What would he talk about ELO for?
He would talk about how Jeff Lynne is secretly like Nuki.
He's stealing his identity or something?
No, Jeff Lynne is Nuki.
Oh,
What, you know what?
he covered Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if he does a ELO documentary, like a fake one, and basically he's he is he's Jeff Lynne essentially. He has to do like a shitty impression. Oh yeah, remember too when we first saw him in the Elvis documentary, we were like, he looks like Mike Myers in Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's right, he did.
Well, I was half expecting him to say nobody will ever listen to a song like Bohemian Rhapsody.
He looked
You know
like,
what we
yeah.
should do one day, by the way?
What?
We should make one of those like fan music videos on Windows Movie Maker. It's of Nuki, but it's to the song Nookie.
I'm surprised that hasn't been done already.
So it's gonna be like, I did it all for the Nookie, and it just shows Nuki.
And then you just hear it. Yes, you're gonna have that dubbed in there.
A magical space adventure with
I
Fred
did it all
Durst.
for the Nuki. What the Nuki?
You think somebody...
It's gonna be like the Green Day version of Brain Stew where it fucking
Exactly.
samples the Godzilla roar.
That is such a
Exactly.
stupid... I don't know why that was even on
And
the
then
album.
we have the outro just like how it always should be, which is Finger 11's Paralyzer. With a thank you for watching and Comic Sans on a blue background. And it's gonna say that it was uploaded by what was that one? The Power Drive or something? This is like a non-registered version of Power Drive.
No, a non-registered hypercam.
Hypercam, that's what it is.
This is like in the watermarks in the
Yes,
corner.
we have to have the Hypercam watermark
God,
for it.
that takes me back. Wow, I feel like a fucking boomer now that you're saying that.
It's beautiful.
Like, oh yeah,
Remember when you watched that during 9/11?
what on YouTube
Yes,
back in
YouTube was
2006?
during 9/11.
Yeah, remember that?
It was live streaming on YouTube in 2001.
Imagine if Twitter was around during fucking 9/11.
Holy
Can you
shit,
imagine the
that's
live
all you'd
tweeting?
see. Holy shit.
No, dude, people will be live tweeting memes. That's the very sad part. Because, like, shit will happen now, and you'll see big events happen, and it's like, oh god, this is horrible. And you'll see people live tweeting memes instantly about it.
That's true.
Whenever the fucking stage was stormed at the Game Awards this
Oh
year.
yeah, that crazy guy.
Everybody was just live tweeting memes of him and being like, "Holy shit, there he is! There's the winner!" People just kept fucking live tweeting it. I'm like,
the Bill
holy
Clinton
shit.
kid.
Yes.
Oh, that was funny. Oh my god. Yeah, you're probably right. If like social media was around back in like the early 2000s, nobody would take it seriously.
Literally, there are people who are live tweeting John Wick 4 memes as they were watching the movie. And
Dude,
I'm
like, that's why I don't like Twitter, because people are just so like hardcore dedicated
they're
into it.
chronically online.
It's like they're terminally
But
online.
Mama said I can't use Twitter.
But Mama said that Twitter is for the devil, so I didn't use Twitter.
Twitter is for the devil.
Twitter is for John Lennon and the devils that he creates.
You
But
know,
Ringo didn't do anything.
Ringo did nothing wrong.
You go to Ringo's Twitter and there's literally nothing.
No, Ringer's Twitter.
Ringer?
Yeah.
Did you see that Ringo just randomly posts pictures of his feet?
Yeah, you
sometimes?
saw that? That's
Yeah.
It's just weird.
There's sometimes I'll see a tweet from him, I'm like, oh, that's really sweet. Because like, he'll post pictures of him and George together. I'm like, oh. He's like, missing my friend. And I'm like, that's so sad. And then he'll just post pictures of his feet. He's like, got a pedicure, lads. How's it looking? And I'm like, stop showing me your feet, Ringo.
Everyone's like, dude, what's wrong with you? You need help? And they're like, he needs life alert.
No, Ringo's just like, stop looking at my feet, man. Peace and love. Peace and love. But stop looking at my feet.
This is kind of related, but Pete Townsend of The Who, right? He has his own Instagram. And he posted a picture of himself in a Speedo. And everybody just kept like making fun of him, and he deleted it, and he made another post. He's like, but he cropped it to where it's just his upper chest.
Oh, God.
So he cropped it up, and he's like, I'm aware that people are making fun of me because I'm wearing a revealing swimsuit, so I'm just going to crop it for necessity's sake. I'm like, don't do that, Pete.
You're like, why did you post it in the first place?
You really wanted somebody to message you. Yeah, Pete Townsend's great, isn't he?
I was gonna make a really bad joke, but I didn't.
I know what you're thinking. I know exactly, and we're not saying that. We don't want to get taken down.
I don't know what it is, but I don't want to.
We'll tell you after the show, okay?
You guys won't remember after the
No.
show. But I don't
Okay, all right. I'll give you content. Okay, so in the 2000s.
No.
In the 2000s.
No. I know what you're talking about now. Never mind.
In the 2000s.
Never mind.
9/11 happened.
Oh God.
All right. Back to 9/11.
Okay, so 9/11 happens.
Oh,
Pete
God,
Townsend
no,
buys a computer. And he's like, this internet thing, huh? And that's where I leave it at.
Oh no.
I think you could put two and two together at that point.
He found things that no man should find.
Well, yes and no, but
He found himself in a Speedo and he posted it.
Yeah, he goes on Twitter in 2001. He's like, "Hey man, look at me in me speedo."
is he a Beatle now?
Yeah.
He's like from London.
Nah, it's the same shit. Don't worry.
No,
Same
I-
shit.
Okay,
you know
I'm sorry.
what?
I'm a British person, mate. Look
Yeah.
at me in me speedo.
That's good.
The joke-
I wrote the Pinball Wizard.
And the joke I was gonna make had nothing to do with his computer activity. I was gonna
I hope not.
I was gonna say he posted it so Mick Jagger would see it, so Mick Jagger would want to fuck him.
Wait, that makes it even worse. What are you talking about?
What are you talking?
He posted the contents on his hard drive, or he posted?
No,
picture
he
of his
posted a
speedo?
picture, and then he's like,
Oh, you
At
oh,
Mick.
Wait, he's posting the picture of his Speedo and he wants Mick Jagger to fuck him.
yeah, because remember
This
how?
is a very scary part of the podcast.
No, because Pete Townsend's like,
This is an endurance test for y'all listeners.
because
Oh,
apparently
God.
Pete
Anybody who knows the context of it is just like on the edge of the seat, like, don't fucking say it.
Oh, okay.
Don't
Well, we can
fucking
get it
say
at Clapton as well if you
Well,
want to do
we all-
that.
That
everybody-
happened to Clapton too?
No,
No.
he's not that. No,
the
he's
wrong
just,
kid died.
Oh. How does that have anything to do with this?
Because we all know what it's about.
Oh god.
actually technically the wrong guitarist died earlier this year.
You're
It
right.
wasn't Jeff. It should have been Jeff Beck.
No, but you know what? I had to use the fucking. I had to use the
Dewey
reference. Yeah, the wrong kid died.
I love that movie, but that was scary for a moment.
So, anyways, Pete Townsend goes on the computer.
Oh god, no.
This is bad.
Leave Pete Townsend alone for a minute. I don't want to
All
hear
right.
this
And he went on the
mic.
computer and he was like, nobody knows what it's like to be the bad guy.
To
To be the bad man, you mean?
to be the Sandman.
No,
To
no,
be
he
Adam
said-
Sandler?
To be
He
Adam
said
Sandler.
nobody knows what it's like to be the bad guy. Duh.
Fuck off.
And then Plants vs. Zombies music plays.
God damn it! Why are you merging things now? I'm too tired for this shit.
You know what I'm too tired for? No more Macho Man. I'm tired of Macho Man. No more. No.
If you have any copies, please DM me.
If you have any copies, don't DM him.
Gnome him.
Gnome him?
No.
Yeah.
Is that our new social media website?
Yeah, it's gonna be called Nomer.
So
It's just,
Gnomer.
it's just Twitter, but with a knockoff Homer.
Oh, they're gonna be like it's Twitter and Grinder mixed into one.
No. It's Twitter, but it's Homer as a gnome.
So I am confused. Do I get into the Pete Townsend thing or not?
No.
No.
Do they know what it is?
They can look it up.
He found some not great things.
They can look
very
it up.
illegal things on his.
You're
computer
telling
that
me
got
like
lost.
he
Not
found
even
like
barely
some
legal.
bad Yelp reviews?
No, I said very illegal,
Oh.
not barely legal. It is very illegal.
So you're telling me he found like some bad Yelp reviews?
You're really pushing it here.
If you know what CP is, that's what he found.
He found some, yeah,
He found not good things on there.
bad, real bad.
We'll leave it at
Go
that.
to Google if you want to figure that out. I mean,
Wait, he found DP videos?
Yeah, he found Deadpool videos.
he found Deadpool porn cosplay videos.
In 2001?
That
Yeah.
might have existed. I don't know. That shit like that has. Dude, cosplay porn was probably back in the 80s. I don't fucking know.
Never cosplayed Ninja Turtles.
They had
and
porn
like,
parodies
On
that's
war
technically.
game computers?
Oh yeah.
They had porn parodies in the 80s that technically counts as cosplay porn.
Have you ever bought porn?
I have.
I'll keep on making
Why?
references. Okay. So, Pete Townsend found
Would you
Super
fucking
Porneo
stop?
Brothers.
Dude, I can't find it anywhere.
It's up there.
Somewhere.
People of our
He
time.
bought it off of Sergio.
I don't have one.
I could probably find it on Internet Archive.
Yeah, but I don't want to see Ron Jeremy.
Then why are you looking for it?
I wasn't looking for it.
You're like, I can't find it anywhere. Obviously, meaning you were looking for it.
He
I
wants
mean-
to watch the best Super Mario adaptation to man, I guess.
I think John Leguizamo's in that one too.
Yeah, he is. They paid him extra to be in the tie-in.
He's
porno
like, Ron
pair.
Jeremy's just fucking this guy. He's fucking him hard too.
Why
I don't
does
know
he
how to feel about this?
Yeah, I don't think he sounds like that.
He does!
Does he?
Yeah, and he always just talks with the side of his mouth for some reason.
Did he do that in the Mario movie? You haven't seen it.
No, that was before. That was before he started doing that. He only
Oh.
really started doing that, I think, kind of.
Carlito's Way, I think is the
Carlito's
start
Way,
of it.
a little bit.
Oh wow.
Carlito's
that
Way,
afterwards.
I still love that line of what Al Pacino says in that movie.
What?
Where they're like, that's Benny Blanco. He's like, they're like, Benny Blanco's just like you. And he's like, oh, well, I don't give a fuck about Benny Blanco. And he's like, I heard what you said about me. He says, oh, yeah? Well, maybe. He's like, maybe I did say these things, but I can't remember the last time I blew my fucking nose, so get the fuck out. Essentially, it's what he tells him.
Yeah, he's like, nah, I can't remember you. I don't remember what I said about you. Maybe I don't remember the last time I blew my nose. And he's just over there all pissed off. John Lee was almost like, I'm in the Mario movie, man. Come on. And you're going to disrespect me this way?
I think John.
He's an asshole.
He's actually pretty salty about the new Mario movie.
He's salty about fucking everything now.
Like
He
he's
hates,
like,
he hates Carlito's Way, too.
why?
because it's the same thing as Scarface, to where they casted Al Pacino as a race he isn't, and he got pissed off about it.
Oh, that's the same with the Mario movie. He's like, there's no Latin actors in it. I'm like, okay.
He
But
was
also,
literally like,
he's
Al
not.
Pac-
But also, the Mario Brothers are Italian, so what the fuck is he
I
complaining
know
about?
it doesn't make any sense. I think
it doesn't make. I think he just wants to try to get relevancy.
yeah,
guess.
he's just pissed for no reason. He's like fucking what's the dude that played Alien? Not Alien. He made Alien. Ridley Scott.
Yeah,
Scott.
I guess he hopes if he complains enough, people give him roles. But honestly, it's just kind of a negative
It's
effect.
just really sad.
Was Bob Hopkins?
Hoskins.
Was it Hopkins? I heard
Yeah.
it was Hopkins.
I don't
I
remember.
don't know.
Either way, the guy who originally
I heard
played
he
Mario-
drank a lot on that movie.
He did.
Yeah, him and John Leguizamo.
and fucking
Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper. Yeah. Okay. No. Bob
Actually, have you heard what Dennis Hopper told his kid?
what?
So, during that time, he recorded that movie, and his son's like, Dad, why did you make that movie? And he's like, Son, you need new shoes. He's like, that's why I made the movie.
You need new shoes.
It reminds me like of you want to get into Marlon Brando and his antics? And what
Okay.
we always love.
Didn't
So-
We always love telling this story.
Didn't Brando and Hopper hate each other?
I don't know.
Did they?
I don't.
I don't even know if they interacted.
All we know is we love Marlon Brando stories because they're funny. If anybody's got any, I guess bring them
there's a
up.
ton.
Send him to the Twitter.
like there's the one on there, like, he didn't fucking take the Oscars serious, so he used his Oscar as a fucking doorstop. And eventually it broke, and he asked the Academy, he's like, can I get another one of these sons of bitches? And they're like, no, we're not going to fucking give you another one. We heard what you've been doing with them.
Yeah, people just kept telling the Academy, like, yeah, he just keeps using them as door stoppers. And they're like, yeah, I don't know how you guys feel about that. They're like, you can't get any more now. Stop it, Marlon.
And then there's the one on there, too, where he said he would only do one movie if the script was written on his co-star's ass.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Last Tango in Paris. Yeah, he wanted his co-star. He wanted his cue card basically on her ass, and they're like, you can't do that. And she found out. She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? No.
And then the other one was during this is Austin's
Superman.
During Superman, they told him, do you want to play Jor-El? He's like, I'll only fucking play Jor-El if you guys write the script on a fucking diaper and hang it up in my room so I can read it.
And he's like, write the entire script. And they're like, that's a lot of diapers. And he's like, I know. Get working if you want me in this movie. They fucking did it.
Well, I don't know. You haven't seen Apocalypse Now yet, but
No, we
he's
both
in
have.
it.
Yeah.
But when they were making it,
He pissed off Copeland.
yeah,
didn't
he fucking pissed off Martin Sheen.
Oh, did he?
Dude, he pissed off a lot of people to the point where, like, I think it was Dennis Hopper. He's in that movie.
He is?
Yeah, and Dennis Hopper was so fucking angry that he was actually about to beat the shit out of him, like brutally.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, because that movie took a long time to be made, right? And so when they were making it the first time, Brando was pretty skinny, but then like after like got the budget back for it, Brando comes back and he's like bloated and fat as hell. And Coppola's like, what the fuck happened? And Brando's like, I kind of just got bored and was hungry. And then Coppola's like, how the fuck do we film it? So they had to film him like from the chest up, because he just got so fucking fat.
Is that why his scenes are also so dark?
That
Yeah.
too, yeah. And Brando's like very crucial in Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
And Coppola was just fucking pissed off, not only because of all the shit that was going on, but Brando was also being extremely difficult with everybody because he thought he was hot shit. So there's also another movie, his last movie he ever made, but this never came out. It's Lost Media too, so this ties in. So this movie has Brendan Fraser in it, right? It's called Big Bug Man, and it's an animated movie where like this guy gets superpowers and he's like a bug person or something. And so they wanted Marlon Brando to be the villain, and he's like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to be the lady character. So
The
he-
lady?
yeah, so but it's an animated movie, so he voices a woman character that's only in it for like 5 minutes, and he always wanted to play a woman. Apparently, he got so dedicated to the role that he actually wore a wig and a dress.
To the voice acting session?
He did, but they couldn't really use a lot of his lines. They used them, but they had to like trim it down because apparently he just was like running out of like breath a lot. Because by that point he was already like dying.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that apparently him and Richard Pryor had a thing together?
That's what Quincy Jones says, but that fucker says a lot of things. Like he says that Richard Pryor had sex with Marlon Brando. He also says that Paul McCartney's a piece of shit. And yeah, I don't
He
know.
also said George Harrison was a wimp. Oh wait, that was fake Elvis.
Yeah, that was fake Elvis.
I don't know,
Forgot
man.
about
You
that.
just gotta live and let die sometimes.
But
you don't like that movie.
No, I'm
There-
fucking blows.
there's some other like funny Brando stories too. There's fucking tons.
What about the one where he brought a cat on set of Godfather?
Yeah, I love how that wasn't in the script. That's actually what I was gonna bring up. I love how Coppola's like, what are we doing with the cat? He's like, I found him. He's gonna be in the movie now.
You're a little star now, guy. And he's like, no, he's fucking not. Take him out. He's like, I'm not shooting. You don't let me have this cat here. And he's like, are you fucking joking right now? He's like, no. I'm your star of the movie. You fucking let this cat be in the movie then.
You know, apparently that scene, whenever he scares Michael's son, that was a genuine thing. He actually really did scare the little kid, and he really did feel bad about it. So when you see him hugging him, telling him it's okay, he actually really meant that.
Oh, they kept that in the film?
Yeah, because the little boy, he was like bawling his eyes out because he was scared.
What?
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. Oh yeah. So in Godfather Part 2, Brando was supposed to be at the end.
So let's skip that. Godfather 3.
Godfather. Yeah, he was supposed to be in 3.
So anyways, though, yeah, Brando's supposed to be at the end, and they leave it open on there because I mean, we get James Caan back. For
Yeah.
one.
Oh yeah, I forgot he's in that. Yeah.
We get him, and that gives you that reference, like, we're supposed to see Brando, but apparently Brando wanted too much money.
No, here's the thing. He said yeah, he was good, and he was supposed to show up on set. He never came. He just didn't show up.
Just that day they're filming, like, we can't get a hold of Brando.
Like, he actually ghosted them. Like, he was just like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do it. Never saw them, and so they had to like film it to like where they go into like go to the front door.
Yeah, I just remember the door opens and you're supposed to see him, but then it cuts away.
Yeah, but I actually like it more because you just see Michael all by himself. Like it just like kind of foreshadows that he's always gonna be alone.
You think it benefited it more or less?
Yeah, it really did.
So
honestly.
I think it's time now. I don't think we have talked about it.
What?
So Godfather 3 for real now.
So
Have we talked about it?
No.
We haven't.
So
No.
Godfather 3, Captain Marvel Jr. Essentially.
So
What?
Michael Corleone was a bit of a comic book fan, you know, and he felt his life mirrored Captain Marvel Jr. And
Well, apparently his daughter did, because you know what happens.
Oh yeah. So if you haven't seen Godfather 3, which I mean, why would you? But
So can I bring that up?
yeah, go ahead. Dude, we spoiled The Sopranos. We spoiled a bunch of fucking.
I
other
couldn't bring
shit.
up Pete Townsend, but I can bring up this. All right, guys.
because one has to deal with way darker shit.
Anyways,
One's a movie.
The other one is one relationship is consensual.
Anyways, Andy Garcia, right? Andy Garcia.
Good actor, actually. I
We
really
get
like
Andy Garcia,
10 out of 10.
and we get
Sofia
Coppola's
Coppola?
daughter. Yeah, Sofia Coppola.
She is very pretty though. I really.
So in the movie, she wants to sleep with her cousin, and that's a lot of the
They
movie.
do.
Oh yeah, they,
they
do.
They do.
And she knows that's her cousin, and doesn't
It's not
care.
even like a thing to where she's like, "Oh my God, you're my cousin." She's like, "Oh my God, you're my cousin."
like she has that moment like, "Whoa, what are you doing there, step bro?"
She gets herself stuck in the washer.
yeah.
She was like, "What the hell are you doing in the washer?" She's like, "Can you call the cousin over?" Fuck, I don't care.
Andy Garcia, get your ass in there.
Andy
He doesn't even
Garcia.
say the character's name. He says the actor's name.
He's like, "Andy." She's hobby laden, Andy.
Oh my god,
Okay.
Devil's Advocate reference.
It's a completely different movie.
Yeah.
Oh, we found out like a
He was
week
like-
ago the director of Blood In, Blood Out is the guy that did Devil's Advocate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
Didn't know that.
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
I love Blood In, Blood Out.
And
Never seen it.
It's
and
really
he's
good.
like, my father's laughing his sick, twisted fucking ass off of me.
So Godfather 3, I would like to hear
Oh yeah,
your,
we forgot though too.
your
Sorry
ratings.
to cut you off.
What?
But the reason why her and Andy Garcia are related is because that's James Caan's son.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Apparently.
He's supposed to be the next in line.
Anyways, me and Austin, we watched Coda thinking this is going to be the best version. Coppola did this, and it still sucked.
Yeah, it was recut.
It didn't do much.
It was like, this is the way
It was
Coppola
re-nutted.
really wanted you to see it. And we're like, oh, so the other versions are versions that Coppola didn't want you to see? Okay, well, let's see what he wants to show us. And then we watched them and we're like, yeah, this is still bad.
It was re-nutted, if you will.
It was
Yeah.
re-nutted, if you will.
All over the place. Honestly,
there wasn't a dry nut in the house.
the ending of Coda made no sense because why is it called the death of Michael? But he doesn't
He
even
lives
die.
does
only
die.
in that cut.
Yeah.
It's
No, he
so
dies
fuck-
at the end.
No, he doesn't.
I
He
thought
died.
he
He
does.
dies in
He
the
dies
original.
in the actual theatrical.
Yeah,
Oh,
in
okay.
the new cut, it just cuts it just fades out, which makes no sense. Is it like the death of his like family, or is it the death of his like ego? I don't know.
I don't know. You know, I've always felt like he didn't ever want to marry the woman he wound up having kids with. and he
Yeah,
only married-
Kay.
Yeah, he only married her because his Italian wife died.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, that's a good point. 'cause-
Apollonia.
Yeah, Apollonia. But
But not part of 6.
Oh, okay. So apparently I rated Godfather Part 3 2.5 stars.
is that good or bad?
That means I was like, this is so boring. It's so mediocre.
Remember that scene where he's
The
like,
moments it was really bad, it was bad.
was a
The
sad
moments
scene.
it was good, it was okay. But the majority of it's just
You
boring.
really did feel for Michael in like part 1.
I kind of felt for him in 3 that in that way where like he really didn't want to be with Kay. He's literally only with her because she was the last option.
Yeah, exactly. Because he didn't have any. He just felt like he didn't have a choice.
Yeah, because I think he did fall in love with Apollonia, and he
Oh,
was
he
just
did.
fucking pissed off when she died.
He felt like there was no other woman like her, and that's when he's like, I guess I'm with you now. You know, it's that but it was a loveless marriage, and that's why he was always burying himself in his work. And then
Kay always saw it too.
yeah, like she knew that he didn't love her.
Yeah.
And that
because he did it in the first movie, but by the time of the second, it was already kind of falling off.
In the second movie, she knew, and she was like, "Well, you know what? Fuck it, I'll just abort the child because it's just gonna benefit him more, not me."
Yeah.
And that's the nail in the coffin.
It's so funny too, because when you think about Godfather 1, of how like Vito didn't want Michael to get into the life, and then he does in 2 by making one of the hardest decisions ever.
The thing is that Michael kind of felt stuck. He felt like he was like obligated to do all of this, like to be with Kay, to be the head of the family, because Michael just wanted to be a military guy and just be his own man and let Sonny take care of the family. But
Sonny wanted to kill himself.
Sonny was just a fucking hothead.
Yeah.
Like he just couldn't contain himself. Like that's why he got himself killed.
Yeah. And
because he wasn't cool and collected like his dad.
Yeah.
Or like Michael.
Like Michael.
Yeah.
And that's why it's sad but true that Michael was probably the only option for the family to have him.
It's also funny too, because when you think about like how good that is, you think about like when you see those parts in Godfather 3, it just reminds you how good 1 and 2 actually really are.
Yeah.
That's why I rated it so in the middle, is because I'm like, there's moments of brilliance here, but then it just sucks.
I didn't like the scene where they had that massacre, like all the people.
Oh, with all the bosses?
Dude, it just felt so out of place.
I didn't like. I understood the idea of the part I wasn't all the big fan of was at least in Coda, where they were trying to focus on Michael's religious aspects.
Yeah.
Of trying to find God and something, which it does make sense.
Trying to find some peace before he goes out.
Yeah.
And it makes sense, but my God, is it drag in that movie.
Oh yeah, it does. In fact, it's almost like you get bored real fast with it.
You really do.
And it's just like the where all the bosses get shot and killed. It's like, man, this feels like a fucking Schwarzenegger movie.
I will say though, with Coda, I do like the ending of it a little bit better. I do think it's more tragic that his daughter dies.
Yeah.
At the hand.
Doesn't she die in the theatrical?
She does.
No, I thought he dies in that one.
No. She does die.
Both die.
They both die, but in the theatrical, he dies. But in the recut, he doesn't. I guess die.
Literally in the recut. If you remember, the final scene is just him sitting in a chair, playing with the dog.
Yeah.
In the theatrical,
but he has a heart attack.
In the theatrical, he's playing with the dog and then he keels over.
He just falls off the chair and dies.
In the Coda version, he's playing with the dog and then it just cuts.
Yeah, it just fades out.
It cuts right before he falls over.
I don't know what Coppola was trying to do with that. Like he's like forever alone, but regardless, he's gonna die alone. So why not just show it? I mean, the scene where his daughter does die. That was probably the best scene in the movie because you could just feel the anguish that he's going through, but that doesn't really save the movie. It is great though.
It doesn't, but it does make, I guess, the mess that is Godfather 3 okay. I guess towards the end it makes a little more sense
that's
for
why
it.
it was just like in the middle for me.
Because
it does have those moments.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a thing like, because of his judgment calls, this is why this happened.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. That's because everything he did in 1 and 2 led up to that moment.
Yeah.
That he was trying so desperately to protect his family, but he couldn't after all.
It's just a movie of the consequences.
It's kind of like a way of karma getting back at him in a way for killing his own brother.
Killing Fredo. But here's the thing. So Pacino said this. He said that Michael would have never been felt guilty about killing Fredo. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I mean, because he did love Fredo.
He did.
Because Fredo was his brother, but Fredo was the fuck up.
Yeah, he was pretty weak. I mean, he let people...
He kind of let the other mob bosses rule all over him.
He did. I think even... Michael said, don't ever let them talk for you or something like that.
Yeah, because Fredo was the the weakest of the chain, honestly.
Yeah, and Vito would have never have had him keep the family running.
No, because he would have just let all of them fucking take over.
No, they would have like ran him into the ground. They would have just because it just would have been a bad decision. That's why Michael was the only.
But am I remembering this wrong? Didn't Vito want to get in a drug problem too in the end of it?
What? I don't think so.
Or no, not Vito.
Fredo?
Yeah, Fredo. Didn't Fredo kind of have like a problem with drugs?
I don't remember. I know that when he was in Vegas, he was like running like brothels or something.
Yeah.
And Well, speaking in two, there's a scene that's really fucked up where they frame the senator that he's killed a prostitute,
Yeah.
but they just killed her, just to kill her so they could frame him.
Yeah.
It's pretty. I didn't realize that when I first watched it, and so when I watched it again, I was like, oh, they did it. He didn't actually kill her. They did that on their own.
It's kind of a callback to the first one when they fucking killed the guy's horse.
Oh yeah.
Because he won't get that guy's role.
That's true. It's just a really messed up scene. I'm like, that's pretty dark. I love 2. 2's my favorite one because I know it's long,
really good.
but goddamn, there's the prequel sequences. They're just really good.
Isn't it great when it fucking opens up and you're immediately seeing the heat of what happened in the first one? Like the fucking house gets raided.
Yeah.
It's
man.
fucking brutal.
I just love Vito's backstory. It's really, really interesting. Just how he meets Clemenza and
we get to see Robert De Niro as Vito.
yeah. I didn't. Did he have to learn Italian for that, or did he
No,
I think
already
De
knew it.
Niro already knew it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
He
I
knows
think he already knew
Italian.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
He actually speaks it really good too.
No way. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
because when you hear him in the movie, he speaks it pretty.
Yeah, he
damn
does
good.
speak it really good. I mean,
He
honestly,
speaks it very quietly.
2 is probably okay. There's very few movies that where the sequel is better than the first one, but 2 to me I think is better than the first one. To me,
Oh, I mean, I
you're gonna
totally,
understand that.
totally agree.
it's very rare when I say that because there's not a lot of sequels that are better than the first one. In fact,
I mean, one of the only other ones I can think of is Terminator 2.
yeah, Terminator 2.
Although that one is kind of like a
or Shrek
choice.
2. Shrek 2.
Oh yeah.
They're both good, but
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
the first one better.
I like
in my opinion.
2 more.
But
Well-
I can see where you're coming from there.
Well, I kind of feel that way with Terminator as well because I love the first ones with its horror aspects, but I do love the action oriented.
Yeah, it's
Terminator 2 is one of the greatest action films ever.
It's a good mix.
Yeah.
So what about Spider-Man 2?
I like Spider-Man 2 more.
It's great.
I love
fucking
Spider-Man
it.
it's way
2.
better.
Yeah, they go up with Spider-Man 1, they go even higher with 2, and then they just dip down with 3.
It's the Godfather.
It is!
Spider-Man.
I honestly don't think 3 dips that low.
Dude,
but that one
it is
did
lower
benefit-
than the first one, but it's not terrible. I think
I
it's
wouldn't
still
say it's
good.
terrible, but I wouldn't watch it.
That one
I
did
watched it a few
benefit from a
times.
recut though.
Yeah, there's
It-
actually
it
a recut
would.
that we have.
It did.
Really?
They redid the
because
score
they
too.
cut all the score in the original one. It's very minimal score in there, so they actually reincorporated the score, and it actually makes a lot.
Well, that
of
I gotta
scenes
see.
way
It's
better.
so much.
That set I have, by the way, is really expensive now.
Is it?
Spider-Man
I was
set?
looking into it because I was thinking about upgrading it to 4K.
Yeah.
No
It's
way.
like $100 in 4K.
Are you serious?
I bought that thing for 20. That's 35 or more.
Wow. Yeah,
the
dude, you
thing
got to
cheap.
see that re-edited cut because when we watched Spider-Man 3, the re-edited feels like how Coda should have been.
Like, it's better.
Well, you know what? They're actually speaking of Rocky, because of re-edited films, there is a new version of Rocky 4.
But really?
Yeah, and apparently they re-edited it a lot. They took out the robot.
I've never seen past Rocky 1.
The 4 is really good. 2 is okay.
I honestly can't remember Rocky.
3
1
has
though.
Mr. T in it, and then 4 it kind of is like back to 1 in a way, and I just love that he knows that I just know that I love that Rocky has felt like he's too big and that he's rich and he's got everything he wanted, but then he realizes when he realizes his friend dies, he's like, holy fuck, not everything is all sunshine and rainbows, so he has to go through this vigorous training sequence in Russia in the fucking winter. It's insane.
I
but-
gotta watch it.
But
You know what?
James Brown's in it.
Oh,
Yep.
living? Oh, I
Yeah.
can't sing it.
It's such a fucking stupid scene where he does this. It's basically a music video in the movie.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
You ever heard the Weird Al version?
Living with a hernia?
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh, you know what though? There's a rarity in itself.
What?
A movie that is re-edited to the point of where it's actually good now. That's even more rare than a sequel. That's
What would you say? What movie would that be?
Spider-Man.
Well, not
3.
well, aside from Spider-Man 3.
Any other movies that benefit from re-edits?
The final cut, Blade Runner.
Blade Runner does really
Yeah, there's
benefit from
80
getting
different
recut.
cuts of that.
That is the better one though.
The last cut that Ridley Scott did was really, really, really good.
It
there's
actually made it just so much better. It condensed it.
It takes everything that was really good about the other cuts and just brings it all into one.
Wasn't
brings
there
it all back home.
Wasn't there like
Brings
a
it all back
Halloween? Was a Halloween?
Brings it all back home.
God damn it! Wasn't there like a Halloween? Was it 5 or 6?
It's Halloween Resurrection, right?
No,
No,
we're
no.
talking about 6 does have a producer's cut.
Is that Return of the Michael? Which one? I can't remember what
That's the
that one's called.
Curse, I believe.
Curse of Michael Myers with Paul Rudd.
Yeah, he's in that.
It
That
has two
one-
different cuts, and I hear it. Both of them are very, very, very different.
But I've
Also,
heard
yeah.
that neither of them can save the fucking story.
No.
Because apparently on 5, they're like, how are we going to explain this whole cult situation? And they said, we'll leave it for 6.
One-
And then 6 came around, and they're like, we don't even know how to fucking do this thing.
In 6, one cut leads heavily into like the cult stuff, and the other one leads kind of more just regular traditional Halloween.
Oh, it's a mess. Those sequels are a mess. I'm
They
sorry.
are.
Like I'll watch 1, 2, and 3, but I won't watch the rest.
You know
1, 2,
what,
and 3
too?
are pretty good.
I love 3.
2017 wasn't bad. I like 2017.
You know, another thing that's also really rare is seeing a TV cut that adds something. Because I
You mean
will say
like-
Halloween's
You
TV
mean like
cut
okay? I can,
adds something.
I'll get into that in a second.
Have you seen that one?
No, but I there's like a lot of TV cuts I've seen because back in the day when they showed it on TV,
Yeah.
we're like probably the last generation that saw TV cuts because they don't really do that anymore.
No,
Yeah,
they don't.
just kind of show them as is.
Yeah.
But Halloween was really interesting because you get to see like Michael in the asylum, I think.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
you see Loomis talking before.
I remember
and I think
that.
he basically tells him, he's like, I can't help you anymore. He's like, you're just kind of a lost cause.
It's weird how they added that in because they wanted to minimize the fucking death
gore.
scenes.
And it actually benefited because it added something. It added a little more humanity.
I
to it.
agree because like sometimes you don't have to be overwhelming with like the gore and stuff. Like you could just be implied, but it does add more to the story, which is beneficial.
It makes it more tragic.
Yeah, because he's just a fucking crazy guy.
Yeah.
And he can't be saved.
Yeah,
But-
like it basically makes Loomis feel like, man, he's just a fucking lost cause.
I know a lot of TV edits. Apparently, this is one I did see. This was the Goonies, right? And I used to watch it a lot when I was a kid. Now I remember it was on ABC Family. God damn, this is old, but like they used to
I don't
play it.
think ABC Family exists anymore.
I
No,
remember
that it
ABC
used to
Family.
be, and then there used to be Fox Family, and that's fucking like 100 years
You
ago.
remember when True TV used to be Court TV?
Yeah, I remember Court TV. My mom would fucking watch that every fucking
Oh,
day.
man,
They brought back
parents
Court
do.
TV too.
You know what? I love how Impractical Jokers had to bring that back. They're like, I love they had a joke where they're like, all right, everyone, say that you remember when True TV used to be Court TV.
I love how they brought that. It's so cool. But like, there was a TV edit of the Goonies, right, where there was a sequence where the kids went to this convenience store and they were getting like a bunch of supplies for on their journey, and then like the bullies come in and they were like fucking with them, and then the kids
They
like
fucked them?
yeah, they fucked them, and then the bullies they I think they set like the bully's jacket on fire or something. I don't remember, but
They fucked the bully too?
yeah. And then there was one with an
That's a
octopus.
good
There,
edit.
there was like a sequence where like an octopus tries to kill them, and then
Really?
they
Yep.
put headphones on the octopus and it starts dancing.
You know what? I got another weird one that has multiple cuts.
What?
Ricky Bobby apparently has
What?
like 3 cuts.
No way.
The extended cut is the way to watch
Are
it.
you talking about the
is.
unrated version?
Yes.
Yeah, but there is another one that used to
There's
play
a
on
TV
Stars.
cut. I remember that one.
There's a TV
With the
cut?
different. It has a different opening.
It does.
What?
It has a completely different opening.
And
I've
Instead-
never heard of this.
Instead, it opens with him because the theatrical opens with his mom giving birth in the car.
This
Oh,
one
yeah,
it
yeah.
opens up whenever he's already a kid.
Yeah.
And he drives the car.
Yeah, he's
okay.
he's at the convenience store with his mom. His mom's like, "All right, just wait a minute, sweetie. I'll be right back."
I
He goes
remember
in there,
that.
And he starts driving off with
Wait,
the car.
I think they just cut the birth sequence. They
They
just
do.
went okay, so it's just him as a kid then.
But then the
Yeah.
extended cut has a different opening.
Oh, the unrated version.
Yeah.
Yeah, the unrated has another one. That
Okay.
one's called Longer, and I think Uncut.
No, I can't remember.
But it's still funny that it's cut.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
It's weird.
Because there was like a weird, stupid fucking trend in like the mid 2000s where everything had an unrated version. Like Scary Movie had an unrated version. Step Brothers had an unrated version. Fucking
Woodstock, bro.
Ricky Bobby had one.
Ricky Robbery.
Dewey Cox has one
Dewey
too.
Cox has
And actually, the unrated cut's better, but you can't buy that one anymore.
one. What is it on Blu-ray?
It's only
Or
yeah.
is
Is it only on Blu-ray? I know it's on DVD.
It's definitely on DVD, and I think if you want it on Blu-ray, you have to have a special order one.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of like Cable Guide. We have to have a make and order.
Because like if you buy it on Vudu or Amazon or YouTube,
you have to buy it physically.
Yeah, they don't have that
So
extended
that's
cut.
the thing. That's the interesting thing because I back 2 years ago I was watching the movie White Chicks. Don't ask me
Technically,
why.
though, that is
Why?
lost media too.
Hey Sergio, why?
I guess.
Sergio, why?
I don't know, dude. I wanted to.
How did they change their
Sergio,
clothes so
why?
fast?
Okay, so HBO Max has White Chicks, right? And I watched that 2 years ago, and I watched.
But why?
I wanted
Oh, my
to.
poodle.
Why'd you watch it
God,
though?
I don't know. I was bored, and I was like, let's see how bad it is, because it was shit when I was a kid. So I'm
He
like,
rated it 5 stars on Letterboxd.
and so there's
Can I get more
literally
water?
only 2 scenes that add into the film, and they just don't do anything. There's like a scene where like they show how to like suck off a dildo, and they do it in like a really
And White Chick?
yeah. There's like a scene where like the girls have a slumber party.
Whenever you're saying that, you're making me think of old school.
Dude, I was thinking the same
There's a
thing.
different cut of
I was
old school as
that
well.
is old
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, but I don't know. And there's another scene where like they're messing with panties or something. I don't remember, but all I remember is like I don't remember these parts, and I'm like, oh, this is the extended cut. I guess they accidentally uploaded the unrated version on HBO Max instead of the theatrical.
You know
So-
what's really funny? Saving Silverman.
The R-rated cut.
Yeah, the PG-13 cut's available on everything. Like if you buy the Blu-ray, which is from fucking Mill Creek. if you buy the Blu-ray, you only
Quick
get the
question.
theatrical.
Quick question though, who's worse, MVD or Mill Creek?
Mill Creek.
Mill Creek.
MVD's cool. They do records.
But right. So if you get it from the Blu-ray, it's theatrical. You get it from the DVD, it's theatrical. You get it from Google, you get it from fucking Amazon, you get it from anywhere else, right? It's all the theatrical.
Yeah.
But if you want to see the unrated and HD, you have to get it from Vudu, which lists it as a theatrical.
That's confusing.
So I found out for some reason Vudu has the unrated, and that's the only way you can watch that in HD.
And then Austin watched it and he's like, it was nice meeting you, Mr. Diamond.
Oh yeah, Neil Diamond's in that fucking movie.
Hey, Love on the Rocks, that ain't no big surprise.
That's I forgot about that.
It's you guys, and you're the ones that sent me those naked pictures.
I didn't do that. Did you do that?
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it.
I honestly, we shouldn't really call it unrated, just extended cuts, because it's just at this point.
No,
like,
there are some lines that are different. Oh man, am I gonna get in trouble for saying this one?
What?
You remember the extended line, Austin? Coach, you gotta get us out of here. They're making us wear dresses.
What are they doing? They're making us do stuff that we don't. They're cornholing ya.
I'll be there right away. I love how it's different in the extended though.
What is it?
That's what he says.
Oh, that's
like,
what they say?
Yeah, they're making us do stuff we don't want to do. What? They're cornholing you? I'll be there right away.
Really? They took that out of the PG-13? That's so tame.
Yep.
That don't make sense.
And then remember
in the PG-13, they're making us wear dresses.
And then remember in the other one on there too, where the coach says, if you have any urges that you can't suppress with hard liquor, use your hand.
Yep.
But instead, I think in the PG-13 version, he's like, if you have any urges and you can't suppress them, I forgot what he uses, but it's a completely different line.
I think it's if you have any urges that you can't suppress, use hard liquor. They just change it slightly.
Oh, and then we fucking miss out on the Subway scene.
Yeah, there's an entire scene where Jack Black's training people at Subway. And all his trainees are really shitty, and he's showing them off to like the big manager guy.
Oh yeah,
he's like,
and
"This
then-
is my finest one yet," and he's just like, "Okay, I want a ham and cheese with lettuce, tomato, and pickle." And he's like, "What goes on the ham and cheese?" He's like,
Oh yeah.
"Hold up, don't judge me based on him. I got another one." And he goes up to a dude, and he's just like, "All right, I want you to make me." He's like, "I want you to show him the special sandwich you made." And it's literally just an inside-out sandwich.
That's
The
you.
bread goes on the inside for some reason. And he's like, okay, now for real, this last one should be my best one. He's just like, I've been training him. He's my protege. And he's like, all right, show him the party sub. And it's a really big guy. And he's just like, he just shrugs. He's just like, what do you mean you don't know? Show him the party sub. And he's like, where is it? And you just hear him belch and just shows him a little crumbs of it.
And then you see Jack Black and he throws the hat.
Yeah, he throws his hat. It's like, tell him
That
to
actually...
fuck
Alright,
you.
I'm gonna have to watch this again, because that sounds really fucking funny.
And then you remember the other one on there too, where you get the hookers.
Yep. To where in the PG-13 they're wearing bras during the scene, and there's also some cut lines to where
I think the line that gets cut is right here. So how much? 50 for you and 100 for your friend. All right.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's
they got their titties out? In the...
yeah, and the unrated.
Oh.
And then they
great.
have a moment that's essentially you where they pace Jason Biggs' face over what's his name?
I can't remember his name, but I know who you're talking
Talking
The
about
guy that plays Wayne. I don't remember.
talking about the blonde-haired guy.
Steven.
Steven Zahn.
Yeah.
Zahn.
Yeah, Steven Zahn.
Yeah,
They
Steven
paste it
Zahn.
over Steven Zahn's face. But it's funny because like you see how badly it's done, where they just literally cut out pictures of Jason Biggs' face, and the skin tone doesn't even match.
Photocopy it.
What?
Because they don't have like computers, they just photocopy it. They
Oh
literally
my God.
Photoshop in real life.
It's you, Sergio.
It's great.
You.
It's really.
Alright, this
fucking
movie
great.
sounds like it should be reevaluated.
It's
It
great.
actually is really good.
It's
Come-
a shame
oh yeah.
that Mill Creek's the only one who has it.
You remember the other one on there too? Don't worry, you can sit on old Ethel. We've been in a lot of games together. And then the extended cut.
Yeah, and in the unrated, he's over there jiggling the chair. In the theatrical, he's just like, "Come on, you stupid piece of crap!" And then in the fucking unrated, he's here, "Come on, you fucking piece of shit, fucking come on!"
And then look, she's covered in food. And then, okay, please sit down. It's working now.
And there's a fucking other funny scene during that to where it's during like the Super Bowl and they have like this big plate of nachos and Jack Black grabs like a whole fucking conglomerate of them because they're all stuck together with the cheese and he just starts eating them whole like that, just the whole chunk. And you see him, he's like, "Come on, man, what the hell?" He's just like, "If it's all conjoined, it makes one nacho."
Oh, and then I love the line in there too with the coach. Wait, what the hell is this? Some kind of public access show? Wait, she's still alive. Go in there and chop her fucking head off or something.
You guys ate her?
God
Wait.
damn it, that's diabolical.
Was that the dude from Full Metal Jacket?
Yes, it
Lee
is.
Ermey?
Yeah, and then
It's
they
so
they
good.
have a reveal on there too. Whenever like Jason Biggs gets married and Steven Zahn gets married, he asks Jack Black. He's like, "Why aren't you getting married?" He's like, "I'm gay." He's like, "I'm gay too."
They just start making out.
They get married.
Oh yeah,
Fucking great.
that's such a stupid thing, but it makes sense. It's funny.
I love it too, and they're going there and give her food, but wear the bird outfit. But then if I do that, they're gonna be looking for a guy in a big bird outfit.
And what's the problem with that?
Tomorrow's
on
Casual Friday. Get in there and go give it to her. And then they have the weirdest product placement ever. Fuck that. I don't want that. I want a big Montana from Arby's.
Do they even make those anymore?
No.
I don't think so, no.
No, I don't think they made them in
there's
like
an
20
Arby's product
years.
placement in there.
That's a very dated product placement.
They got Subway.
Alright. I think it's time to wrap up the episode, though,
Alright.
gentlemen.
Ladies and germs, thank you for listening. Please send us the Macho Man album.
Don't
I guess
do that.
You know what too? I guess this whole extended cuts, I guess we kind of are talking about in like cuts of media that we remember that
Yeah.
maybe many don't. So I guess
Yeah.
it works with your lost media.
I guess. I mean, I wanted
Either
to get
way,
more
we
in
can do
depth
Lost
with
Media
it.
next episode.
Yeah, we will. I mean, I want to get more into like the TV cuts too because Hats Off talked a lot about them too, like
Yeah, interesting.
Christmas Vacation and
Quick one. We'll talk about our favorite.
What?
Me and him's favorite.
What?
The one we were quoting earlier.
which one?
Why the heck?
Oh, no, we already
You
did.
already did.
Oh, did we?
Yes, last
The
episode.
casino TV edit. Yeah, we talked about that.
That's not even an edit. That's just fucking around with the goddamn audio.
Oh yeah. Then we got to talk about Mallrats eventually.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Good night, everybody.